This is the tale of medieval India, and the last Hindu emperor, whose defeat will be seen as a landmark for Islamic conquest of India. Prithviraj Chauhan was the last Hindu emperor to ever rule India, even though several stronger Hindu rulers flourished in South India after him, and even some in northern India. He was designated as the last Hindu emperor, because Muslim rule prevailed for centuries, following his defeat. Welcome to the series of The Last Hindu Emperor. In previous video, we saw the first battle of Tarain, which resulted in the utter defeat of Muhammad Ghori. After the battle, Prithviraj did not pursue the retreating Ghurid army, instead besieged the Ghurid garrison at Bathinda, which surrendered, after 13 months of siege. The two emperors fought 15 more small-scale battles, each resulting in defeat for the Ghurid emperor. But, the Ghurid dynasty was not the only threat the Hindu emperor had to face. There were enemies within the subcontinent, and, even within the empire itself. Muhammad Ghori saw this opportunity, and sent envoys to the neighbouring kingdoms. The Gauhativala king Jaichand, and the king of Kashmir, didn't like Prithviraj, and viewed his influence negative. Prithviraj was married to Jaichand's daughter, Samyogita, against his wishes, leading to a rivalry between the two kings. The Gauhativala king, and the king of Kashmir, became allies of the Ghurid emperor. Emboldened by his new allies, Muhammad Ghori raised an army of 150,000 men, to avenge his defeat at the hands of Prithviraj. This army comprised of Afghan, Tajik, and Turk soldiers. He was also helped by small contingents, sent by their new allies. In 1192, Muhammad Ghori once again started his march towards India. He besieged the fort of Bathinda. The Rajputs didn't had any garrison there. Only a few hundred volunteers resisted the invader, and after a few days, the fort surrendered. After hearing the news of Ghori's invasion, Prithviraj quickly raised an army of 200,000 men, and left the capital to meet the enemy. He was joined by 150 Indian princes. But Sakanda, the commander of his army, who had taken a prominent part in the first battle of Tarain, was engaged elsewhere. The command was in the hand of Govinda Raja of Delhi, Someshvara, the minister of Prithviraj, and the emperor himself. The news of Prithviraj and his army reached Ghori, and he immediately began preparation for war. The two armies met at Tarain for yet another battle, which will change the history of the subcontinent for centuries to come. Knowing the Shahamana forces were well disciplined, the Ghurids did not wanted to engage in melee combat with them. Prithviraj's camp, which comprised 150 feudatory princes, wrote a letter to Muhammad Ghori, promising him no harm, if he decided to return to his own country. Ghori insisted that he needed time to confer his Ghazna-based brother, Ghiyath al-Din. Prithviraj believed him, and both army agreed peace, and rested in their camps. But, this was a trap. The Muslim army made preparations for a sudden attack. A small part of the Muslim army was left behind in the camp, to give a false impression that the invading army was peacefully waiting for instructions from Ghazna. While the major portion of the army marched to a point far off from the camp, crossed the forest at dawn, and attacked the Shahamana army from the rear. Many Rajput soldiers and commanders were killed in this coward attack. But Prithviraj, though taken by surprise, regrouped his army, and skillfully repulsed the attack. Under the pressure of war elephants scaring away the Ghurid army, and Rajput archers shooting them one by one, the Ghurid army crumbled, and Muhammad Ghori was forced to retreat to his camp. Prithviraj insulted his minister Someshvara, as he failed to keep a look on the Ghurid forces. Muhammad Ghori was furious, and on returning, made a decisive plan. He divided his army into 5 divisions, and 4 units were sent to attack the enemy flanks. He instructed these soldiers not to engage in combat when the enemy advanced to attack, instead, slowly feign retreat, and lure the Shahamana army to attack. The plan worked, and the Shahamana forces charged the fleeing Ghurid units. The Shahamana forces were exhausted chasing the retreating army. At this moment, Muhammad Ghori sent a fresh cavalry unit of 12,000, which proved decisive. It managed to throw back the enemy advance, and, cut in deep, through the right flank. Prithviraj got another blow, when the leader of left flank, Someshvara, who was insulted by Prithviraj, switched sides, with some of his loyal followers, and joined the Muslims. With the left flank left leaderless, it soon broke and started fleeing. Govinda Raja and other Rajput commanders fought bravely and died in the battlefield. After nearly a decade of conflict and 17 battles fought between the two armies, Muhammad Ghori finally won. The last Hindu emperor was captured. The Ghurid army then entered Ajmer after killing few hundred defenders. People were enslaved, homes looted, temples destroyed, and the city was brought down to ashes. The death of Prithviraj Chauhan is debatable. We will stick to the widely accepted one. After the battle, Prithviraj was taken to Ghazna as a prisoner and blinded. On hearing this, the poet Chand Bardai traveled to Ghazna and tricked Muhammad Ghori into watching an archery performance by the blind Prithviraj. As it was well-known fact that Prithviraj can shoot perfect arrows with his eyes closed, Muhammad Ghori wanted to see it. What happened after, no one can explain better than this video.
कमान पर तीर सजा है अंतिम अवसर यही सुन देकर तू ध्यान एक बाण से लक्ष्य कर मत चुके चौहान 4 बांस 24 गज अंगुल अष्ट प्रमाण इतने पर घड़ियाल है मत चुके चौहान पृथ्वीराज तीर चला सुल्तान 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 क्या हुआ सुल्तान पकड़ो पकड़ो
4 बांस 24 गज अंगुल अष्ट प्रमाण 4 बांस 24 गज अंगुल अष्ट प्रमाण ताऊ पर सुल्तान है मत चूके चौहान ताऊ पर सुल्तान है मत चूके चौहान अमर है स्वाभिमान पृथ्वीराज महान पृथ्वीराज महान।
Muhammad Ghori was killed by the arrow of the last Hindu emperor. Even after the defeat, the legacy created by Prithviraj Chauhan remains today as the story of India's great martial valor and continues to inspire to the millions. We will continue our work to upload new videos on Indian history, so do like and subscribe. The creator has spent ample amount of time making this video. Your like and subscribe will be appreciated and keep me motivated for more videos in future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.